welcome to Soweto Commute. Today we're going to be talking about one of those topics that I believe many people don't really understand. That's fuel economy. There's this myth, I'll call it a myth because a lot of people actually think that fuel economy has everything to do with the size of your engine. Well, guess what? It doesn't. So many studies have showed that a 6-cylinder engine, for example, a V6, can achieve better fuel economy than a straight 4-cylinder. Yeah, in this case, a normal engine. So there's this, a lot of people think that, oh yeah, I'll buy a small car with a small engine so that I can save some fuel. I mean, sure, you do save fuel if the engine is small, you consume less, but you'll be surprised by how small the difference is. For example, between a 1.4 and a 1.8, it will be so negligible that the 1.4, let's say on 5 liters of fuel, the 1.4 will get you an extra, I don't know, 2 kilometers as when compared to 1.8. On the other hand, the 1.8 will make so much more power than the 1.4. So yeah, sometimes when you weigh it down, I mean, I've driven cars with really small engines before, and I mean, they are so underpowered to the point that I think it's actually dangerous. You find yourself in a situation and you need to, get this overtake done, and you cannot even overtake. Like, you floor the pedal and nothing happens. Like, the car just cannot go any faster. You need to get away from something, as quickly as possible, a situation, and you just cannot. But anyway, and yeah, that's one thing. Things which are, car with substantially more power would help you with. But then also, something else that people don't get is, what was the car intended for? Cars with small engines, simple compact cars, are intended to be city cars. These, if you notice, they have really small tires, really small narrow tires. The car is small so that it's agile. You can get in and out of parking slots easily. It can easily run chores around town, shopping, etc. That kind of work. And it will do that role much better than a big car, let's say, for example. However, it's not intended for you to, get on a long drive to, I don't know, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, 500 kilometers away on the highway. In this case, one, it's extremely unsafe because it's a very small car on very small tires. Those very small tires have very little traction to the road. It's slow, and because you're on the highway, you're going to push it, so it's going to be very high up the rev range, something like 4,000 RPM, just to maintain highway speeds. At this speed, it's going to be overworked. It's therefore going to consume a lot more fuel than, say, a much bigger engine would, and it will wear out faster because it's being overworked. So you need to service it more, you need to change the oil more often, you need to, so ultimately it becomes more expensive if you take care of it correctly. Big engines in the city, yes, it's expensive because you're driving really slowly. It's not efficient. The throttle is only about 10% open. Cars like to be efficient when the throttle is 100% wide open. I'm talking about petrol cars. Diesel, it's a whole other subject. We'll talk about it on a whole another day. So big cars, V6, V8, city traffic like what I'm doing at the moment. Yeah, you're just idling, you're banging all 6 cylinders. Yeah, you know, you're burning fuel in 6 cylinders instead of 4 cylinders. Of course, you are burning a bit more fuel versus 4 cylinders, and sometimes every one of those 4 cylinders is actually bigger. Every one of those 6 cylinders is actually bigger than the small 4 cylinders, or in this case, some cars actually have 3 cylinders. I don't understand how a car operates with 3 cylinders. Like, really? 900cc? Come on. No, that's just too much. Anyway, yeah, some people don't mind them. I do. I think 900cc is just too small for a car. Simple as that. It doesn't matter how small the car is. How does 900cc pull 5 adults along the road with the air conditioning running, and you know, all the load that you're putting on the engine? Basically, it's just too much stress for the engine. The engine won't really hold up for long. Back to the big engines again. Highway cruising 120, 140 kilometers per hour. A very big engine is very comfortable at this speed. It's very low down the rev range. It's be just doing around 2000 rpm. It's basically just chillaxing. At this speed, it will be very economical. It will be it's not stressed. You don't have to service it that often on long runs. In fact, they love the long runs. If you have a car with a big engine, take it, give it a drive on the highway every once in a while to burn out the carbon. It will. It's called the Italian tune-up. Yeah, give it a good drive on the highway. You'll thank me afterwards. Yeah, so those are the basics. However, it can get more complicated. We have technology such as variable valve timing. Variable valve timing has become so good it can give you the best of both worlds. In this case, economy and power. A big engine of, let's say, 2 liter with variable valve timing, which is VVTi. If you need power, it will operate like a 2 liter engine and it will give you the maximum power. If you don't need power, you just cruising down the road, like the one I'm doing right now, 10% throttle. The car's computer will notice your driving conditions. It will change the timing, and then the engine will generally scale down. So a 2 liter will behave like a 1.4. Two birds with one stone. You have an economical engine and you have a powerful engine, depending on circumstances. A lot of engines are doing this now. Then we have cylinder deactivation. Big V8s these days have cylinder deactivation. This is when an engine turns off some of its cylinders and only uses some when the other are not required. For example, a V8 can turn off 4 of its 8 cylinders and only use 4 cylinders. In this case, it will behave just like a 4-cylinder engine. It will only turn on all 8 cylinders when required. So in other words, economy and power all in one package. Yeah, I mean, it has gotten to a point where it doesn't make much sense to get a small engine car. I mean, variable valve timing has and cylinder deactivation. Mazda has come up with Skyactiv engines. They're ratio of petrol engines has gone up so high that now like petrol engines have become so economical. It's amazing how economical big engines can be these days. If you find that your car is just consuming too much, something is just wrong with it. Really, something is wrong with it. It's not that the engine is just big. Get your technician to actually have a look at it. You'll thank me after that. It's really not about the size of the engine. Going through a junction like a maniac. Okay, back on the road. So, if you have any questions about fuel economy, give me a comment, ask the questions, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know how I can improve it. And yeah, we can talk about fuel economy and other ways. Oh, before I forget, the most important aspect of fuel economy is driving style. I have mastered the art of feathering the throttle. Feather the throttle and you will get abnormally high fuel economy from any car. Fuel economy has everything to do with how hard you push the engine, how hard you accelerate, how much you stop and go. Like you basically, every single time you hit the brakes, you're wasting energy. Every single time you tighten the brakes, you're stopping momentum. You're turning your kinetic energy into heat when the brake, through the friction of the brakes. So if you can drive, accelerate smoothly, slow down smoothly, anticipate stops, take your foot off the gas when you anticipate that you're going to stop a couple of meters ahead, let the car come to a stop gradually, never push it beyond 2000 RPM. Yeah, basically drive like your grandma, you'll get very good